afternoon, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving, Carver, Mass, Halifax, Plimpton, all of America. Tomorrow's the day, great holiday, but tonight we are celebrating a little prematurely. Got a great show tonight here in Carver. Got an awesome actor, kind of a last-minute guest, but I always say everything happens for a reason. Before we get to him, got to read these great underwriters, and then we will commence. Don't have too many tonight, but we got some new ones. So we got Dependable Landscaping on the Weymouth-Abington line. We got AdvancedAutoCare.com, no credit, no problem. In Rockland, we got Crazy Axis Recreation Center in Hanover. We got good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, where when Governor Baker closed the gun stores because they were deemed non-essential, they stayed open. In Middleborough, we got Brian's Auto and Tire Service in Middleborough. We got Vape Solutions in East Bridgewater. And we got good old Richie's Auto Care in Hanover. I want to thank you guys very much. Now, on that note, I will introduce this young man here. This is Brian McDonald, Brian J. McDonald, as he goes on his IMDb page. He's evidently got a great following, an awesome history in acting. And, Brian, thank you for coming in tonight. And you're only a few towns away, and it's great that you're here.
Of course. Appreciate you inviting me. Thank you.
Okay. Now, you look like, you look like kind of like a big, brooding Irish actor dude, like, maybe like Harrison Ford or I'm thinking maybe even one of those, I'm trying to think, maybe the guy that's Seamus O'Brien, one of those types. Just you got that look about you. It's, a young guy that you could play a role of a villain or a good guy or anything in between, or a laborer or a writer. You got that mask. You got that mask of no pun intended with the mask that we are wearing for the virus. Mask of diversity for Irish man roles. Now, does that sound like summing up almost accurately the best that I'm sitting here?
Yes.
As I look at you, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very, very Irish. My dad's parents are from Ireland, so
Cool.
technically second generation. And Irish through and through. I get a lot of auditions for police roles, which is
that would have been my next thing. That
cops and robbers.
But I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah,
I think the last 6 auditions I have been for some version of a cop or detective.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Well, you've obviously, based on what I saw on Facebook last night, from the reactions that people gave you from plugging your appearance on Topic Time, you've got quite a list of stuff you've done. So, but like what I do with every guest that I have in here or any of my other locations where I do Topic Time, I want to find out what they were like growing up and how it got them to where they're at. So tell me where you grew up, what you were like as a kid. Obviously not Ireland, even though I picked that up pretty quick. But tell me about that. Where did you grow up? What were you like as a kid? What were your ambitions and goals and dreams and whatnot? And then we'll bring it up to the present day, and we're going to look at a little demo reel about halfway through the show of yours. So go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I grew up in Hanover, where I was
Great
tonight.
town.
Yep. Just down the road, about 20 minutes down the road.
Sure.
Lived there.
Yep.
I started in Weymouth, then Hanover, and Hanover most of my life.
Okay.
South Shore kid. Parents are from.
You say a short kid?
South Shore
Oh,
kid.
South Shore. No, okay.
Well, I guess most kids are short.
Well, you aren't short now. But
Not
okay.
short now, yeah.
South Shore kid, got it, yep.
And parents from Dorchester and North Quincy, thick Boston accents, pretty
Love
average.
That. I have it too.
Yep. So I was a pretty shy kid, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very painfully shy. Red hair, glasses, freckles. Wasn't the best growing up, but I was into. I was definitely interested in arts and theater and acting and stuff at a young age, but I didn't pursue it too much because I was just too shy.
Okay, so what? Based on what you're telling me, I see that at some point between then and now, some transition occurred, because you went from being shy to looking like a nerd to being a pretty outgoing actor and very well liked. So tell me what happened. What was the transition? And when did it occur?
I would say probably late high school into college. So I was a cross-country runner in high school. I was very good at that. I actually ended up getting...
You look athletic.
Thanks.
Cool.
I got, as a Global Scholastic, I got a scholarship to run at Loyola Marymount in Los Angeles, California.
Was that your college?
Yes, that's where I went.
Cool.
So I went out in L.A., and then out there, a lot of people...
I know the acting bug bit you, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And so, I'm there. You're there to kind of do a job when you're on a sport, but I was doing my business degree, but I took electives, acting classes, and I loved it.
I always say everything happens for a reason, and you're proving my point. Wow.
And, but I loved it, but it didn't pursue it, because we had, like Disney Channel, Nickelodeon actors at my school. I was like, this is a pipe dream. It's, whatever.
Well, hold up a second. Now,
sure.
I don't know. No, it's fine. I'm glad you brought that up, because here's the thing. I happen to love the shows on both those. Those are like my 2 favorite networks. Now, I'm 61, so you figure somebody my age isn't going to be in the demographic that's a fan of Nickelodeon and Disney. But I've always been fans of those people, and I've been Facebook friends with a lot of them, too. Selena Gomez, Miley, Demi Lovato, Erin Sanders from Nickelodeon, Victoria Justice, even Britney Spears' younger sister. So are you talking about people like this that you
yeah, like we would. It's weird in LA because some kids are so used to it. Like how
Oh, I
kids
know,
play
if you live in
soccer
there.
here. I'd be watching Even Stevens or something. A kid would be like, "Oh, I'm on this episode," and I'd be
There
like,
you go.
"What? You're on an episode?" And then,
Well, I know you kind of felt intimidated by the fact that these people were in these big TV shows, and you were a guy from the Boston area, and you didn't think you had it because you were transplanted. You didn't realize that you had the same potential they did.
It just didn't seem like something that was possible. And the film thing in Boston was just beginning. I think
true.
maybe Gone Baby Gone had been made, and a couple other films before that, but they were spaced out. It wasn't like it is now where there's something going on constantly.
Exactly.
So,
When was the timeline for this? This is, I mean, you don't look like you.
yeah.
What year was this about? Was this in the 20th
like,
century, the 21st century?
2006 to 2010. is when
Okay, I
got
get
it.
you. So you were already, because obviously my first film, Amistad, was in Boston in 1997. So I understand. So it was just starting to evolve in Boston. So this is when you were in college in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, like mid 2000, whatever. Yeah,
Okay, I got you. Mid-
06 to
right,
10,
first
and
decade.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And so I wanted. I think I just, but I majored in business, got my business degree.
Okay.
Moved home and got a job in sales and account management, and I worked in Quincy for about, I don't know, till I was 23 till I was 29 or something like that.
Really?
I guess.
So you're over 30 then, right?
Yeah, I'm 32.
32?
32. Yeah.
Okay. Wow,
And
okay.
and then somewhere, the bug was still in me. I wanted to do it.
That's
and
it.
so I
You may
started.
have left. You may leave LA, but the bug doesn't leave you.
No,
It's
and
not
I
like Vegas.
always wanted to do it my whole life. And then I was seeing all these films getting made, and my
Yep.
dad kind of mentioned it to me too. He's like,
And these were people in films that you would know out there, right? They were in them. Is that what you're saying? Like,
Well, that and just like it seemed like they were filming a big Netflix movie in my hometown. I'm like, they're filming Netflix movies in Hanover. This is
There you go.
crazy. And so then I was like, maybe I could start here. And so that's when I looked up acting classes, and I started my first, back into classes at CP Casting in
Okay.
Southie.
Yep.
And that was a couple years ago. And right away I was like, this is what I want to do.
There you go.
I quit my sales job, started bartending, and
Oh, you quit your sales job and started bartending?
yeah, my dad's a bartender, so like I've always kind of been. I was taught how to
Okay, you
bartend
just
when I was
prefer.
like.
I mean, this is an independent acting, obviously.
No, it kind of was because I wanted the flexible schedule.
Right.
So my dad was a manager, so I could kind of work around a schedule and go to auditions.
Oh,
and
this
stuff.
tavern, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was sort of the thinking.
Cool.
And the money was like the same, if not better.
I understand. Well,
So-
listen, this worked out better for you. It was a
Yeah.
little more accessible to what you wanted to do.
Definitely.
Plus, people coming into the bar, you might be able to find agents coming in. You never know who's going to be in there.
I know. Well, the thing is, too, is he works. I won't say which one because I don't think I'm supposed to. He works at a country club, and
Okay.
so you meet a lot of like interesting people, well-known people there too. So that it is kind of funny.
There you go.
But yeah, and then I just started taking classes there, and then I went to all the casting places, and I started working, student film. I think was the first thing I
You were
did.
doing the Emerson films?
That was the very first thing I did. Was an Emerson graduate Emerson student asked me to do a very short thing for him.
Okay, yeah, that's
And,
a big step for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was great. I was so nervous that day. I remember it was a Saturday morning. I felt
You went to the campus, right?
we met at the campus, and then we filmed just near the campus.
Okay.
We didn't film in a studio. We did that another time.
Was it an outdoor scene?
Yes, they wanted to use the T in it. So
Okay.
but
All right. That's great.
well, and the girl that was in the scene with me,
She was the one who wanted you in for her film?
No, the
producer?
director
Okay.
asked me, but my scene partner, she went to NYU. What's that program? Tisch,
Okay.
that really elite act. So I was like super intimidated, but it went well.
Of course it did.
So like that's
It's your calling.
each step. I'm nervous about the class. I do it. It's fun. I'm nervous about the audition, and then you get kind of used to it. I love auditioning.
It's like with my show. That's how I feel about every show.
Yeah, I'm sure the first time, the lights and cameras, it's a little, and then all of a sudden it just becomes.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I want you to do, now that you've told me the beginning of this awesome firing of the adrenal glands from acting, tell me about the projects that you've been involved in that you can disclose completely, because you've got a lot of them, and let's sort of go over them, each one that we can go over.
Yeah, I have. So I just started being in any kind of film a little over a year ago. I'm starting to get all the Facebook year memories now. So
Okay.
that's how, in that year I did 12, 13 things.
Okay.
So started with Emerson student films. I did 3 of them.
Okay.
A couple at BU.
Okay.
They have very good film programs, both of those
I know they
schools.
are.
So the students have full crews and lighting and so it's good. Then independent projects. I mentioned my friend Paul
Paul
Kandarian
Kandarian,
before.
you worked with him, yep.
Yep, he wrote one that we were kind of like father and
Oh,
son
he wrote
together.
a script.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
he
filmed
did?
it. We filmed it in March, right at the beginning of or right before the shutdown happened. I think
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last day was
Okay.
like March
So early
7th.
in 2020, I guess.
Yeah, and then that was the huge break, and then so a lot of
Well,
students.
tell me about the kind of roles you've had, though.
Oh yeah. I'm usually a bad guy, to tell you the
Okay.
truth, which is weird because I don't see myself that
No, you're not
way.
a bad guy in real life, but I can tell that you can. Like I said at the beginning of the show, you look like you could play one.
Yeah,
or a good guy, either one.
I had one role where I was just like a normal like boyfriend kind of guy, but usually I was a drug dealer that stole from someone. I was a thief,
Okay.
homeless guy, dirty cops, bad boyfriends. Not too many good guy roles, but I love trying anything.
I know. Listen,
Yeah.
you want to get people's attention. You're a captivating dude. I can tell.
I just had a role. I can't talk about
No,
it too
no,
much,
don't give away
but
too
it
much,
was it was an independent feature length film that we just wrapped in Connecticut
Okay.
last month. That unbelievable.
With Joe
crew.
McGee?
Oh no, is this guy Chris Rachinsky out of he's from Connecticut, but he's
Okay.
out in L.A. And
Got it. Wow.
it was his directorial debut, and they had a full crew, unbelievable cast. I was stoked to be a part of that.
Well, when you were now, quick question about when you were at Loyola. Did you do any? You did absolutely no film acting out there, or did you?
No
except for the
film
classes?
acting. The way we were being taught was mostly for the stage. So we
Okay.
did do scenes. I wasn't in a full play, but our final was you had to perform a scene. I did. A scene
Oh,
from-
we had that in I went to Mount Ida in 1987.
Yeah.
We had
So,
something like that. I took theater too, and you had to read something you had to read like a role from a book of plays.
yeah, we did. I did a scene from True West.
Okay.
And it was great, and I got a great response, and the teacher was like, you should pursue
You had to do like a
this.
monologue, right? From something like that.
It wasn't. It was a scene where I had the majority of the dialogue, but I wouldn't call it a
Oh,
monologue
I
because I
understand.
had a partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did
But
you have to do it with other people or by yourself? Obviously.
I had one scene partner, but on
Oh,
a
you-
stage with a pretty big audience because all the students from all the acting classes came and filled the auditorium to make
Wow.
it.
Of course.
And I'm still glad I started that way. I mean, it's a little different. You project your voice. It's a little different than film acting, but you get rid of those nerves being
Of
on
course,
stage.
yeah. I mean, you that's whatever it takes to calm you down, and and obviously every step you've ever taken has made you a lot, more calm about it and more confident as well as you go along. And
For
it's
sure.
led to some really good things for you.
Yeah, it's each because sometimes people say, "Don't you get nervous on the auditions?" I'm like, "Of course, everybody does the first time as butterflies," but now
When you do it, it's like it's old hat.
Yeah,
but
that's
you're
all.
obviously going to have days when you're kind of nervous. I mean, there could be a role
course.
you've never had before, nothing like so different.
Yeah.
They might want you to be an acrobat in a circus and have to, do stunts. Have you ever done those?
No.
Okay. So far, you don't have to worry about it. Maybe
Yeah.
you won't have that kind of role. Well, guess what? We're about halfway through the show, and so what we're going to do is take a look at a reel of yours, a demo reel with some of your footage.
Cool.
And we're going to come right back. So watch Brian McDonald's demo reel, and we'll be right back. And I hope you enjoy it, and be right back. So there you go.
Get my life together, you know?
Yep.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, it's just heard it all before, man.
I mean it this time.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you do. I think you meant it last time, too. And the time before that. And the time before that.
I mean it every time.
Okay. Oh, hey, it's about time.
I guess.
What's good?
Nothing, just another weird perfect match fight.
Another one? That's been happening a lot lately.
Yeah, I heard there was a big protest about it this morning downtown.
I know, Tyler actually just mentioned that.
So, where are we getting food from tonight?
KFC?
Chinese?
Sure.
Sounds good.
There should be a takeout menu in the kitchen in the drawer on the left if you want to take a peek.
Sure, I'll go look. I'll take this.
Actually, there's a homeless shelter not too far from here. I can show you where it is if you don't have anywhere else to sleep.
Birdie. No, my name's Birdie. I work, I'm not a bum. I like nature. I miss her too, Dad. All the time.
Every day.
What happened? What happened was that Jimmy went to go see this guy, Teddy, and he took a lot of money with him and he never came back. Jimmy's partners think I set him up. I don't know if you know anything about this guy called Teddy or how well.
Neither do I.
Why are you protecting him?
I'm not.
Help me.
How?
Get rid of Dad for me.
What?
Kill him.
What?
I'll pay you.
What do you think I am? I'm not gonna kill someone for money.
For what then?
Oh, that was great. Tell me about it. What were we doing in those clips?
So let's try. The first clip was Emerson Student Project.
Okay, that was the first film you ever were in?
It wasn't the first. It was actually the second Emerson Project. It was probably the fifth one I was in, but I love it. It was with the another local actor, Marvin St. Jean.
Okay, I'm glad you're naming people that I've not heard of, because maybe we can get them on the show eventually.
Very talented local kid. I've taken classes with him before, and we're just we're playing two friends who are struggling with addiction. And one of them is I played a not so great guy in that, but it's just a good scene between us.
Sure it is.
The next clip is from Perfect Match, was a local independent film I did last year with a lot of great actors, directed by this guy, Carl Tempesta. He's super talented.
Cool.
I think he's working out in Philadelphia right now on some pretty big stuff.
Yep.
My clip with Paul, of course, is in there. And then Emerson film. Am I leaving anything out? I think that's everything.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, quick question: have you ever had any extra roles in any major films?
Yes. Well, so last year I worked on. I guess I can say it now. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to say. I was an extra on a TV show set in Boston in the early '90s. It's on Showtime. I'll say that.
Okay.
But I wasn't credited in that one. I was just kind of background. But I did a.
Who got you that role? Was it Boston Casting?
That one would have been through Boston Casting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that was just like normal background. And then the one I can't mention the name. But I was featured a little bit in it. I worked a few days on a pretty big film that was recently wrapped here in Massachusetts.
Great.
And so we'll see. You know, you never know like what scenes of yours are going to be in it. But I do like being on the professional sets because it's still different than being on an independent or even a student.
Well, you're right. You feel you're a little bit more anonymous on a big set, unless you're one of the big stars.
Very anonymous. But fortunately, on the one I did recently, I actually had an action where the camera had to go on me. So that was cool. I was oh, for a moment.
Speaking role too or not?
It didn't count as a principal. I did say things, but it was with other people. But it was just cool to be able to speak to the director and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I'm getting auditions for the bigger stuff.
Yep.
But I haven't booked anything yet. But it ended up that independent project I think is going to go on to do big things. So I think I might have snuck my way into a pretty big one.
Wow, no, that's great though.
Yeah.
No. In terms of other, have you ever done any writing? Have you ever tried writing a script or?
Yeah, I have a couple things. I'm writing a couple shorts with my friend in Brookline right now, who's a classmate of mine.
Okay.
We work with
classmate of mine where from?
Yeah, I was just about to mention. We work with this guy James Dumont.
Oh, I know James.
Yep.
It's James. I'm thinking of Ricky Dumont. This is a different guy.
Yeah. So this guy's James Dumont. He has over 100 credits, I think, on IMDb. He was in Spencer Confidential, Patriots Day, Deepwater Horizon. He works with Peter Berg a lot. He has a big scene in Dallas Buyers Club.
Wow.
And he's a great teacher and coach. And during COVID, he used to do these in-person sessions when he's in Boston. But during COVID, he's done these Zoom classes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess it forces you to your hand a little bit, and you get more technologically sound by doing this.
My acting and everyone I've seen that's taken the classes with him has gone just straight up because he teaches you self-tape technique, eye lines, core work technique, and it's cool to have had this opportunity to take advantage of an unfortunate situation. So, so I'm writing with some of my classmates there, and then I have.
But again, classmates from CP and Boston Casting, from CP Casting, right?
Well, this would have been from James' class, but I also, these people, they're all in the same things.
Right, but I mean, these are all casting classes you've been taking, acting classes, correct?
Yeah, so Boston, CP, I've taken a few at each of those.
Okay, got it.
I also did the Actors Lab at BU with Carolyn Pickman at CP Casting, but that, unfortunately, was cut short.
Yeah, of course.
Slate, I took some.
Oh, I know Slate, yep.
Yeah, so I'd recommend to anybody to take the classes at the casting agencies because then they get to know you.
Sure.
And then you're, in their head.
That's pretty good. And I guess I don't know what the rate is for a class, but I guess it won't break you.
No, it's way cheaper than LA. I'll say that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well,
and,
but LA was part of your tuition at Loyola, wasn't
Oh
it?
no, I know, but even the extra class, like I've compared with my friends out there, take
Okay.
they're like 3 times.
So you basically spend your time, you do bartending and you do classes now, right? For acting
classes
and
and
you're on sets.
Yeah, and I've been the past couple of months have been really busy because I worked a few days on that.
So even after, so after the virus break, you're still back and doing films now, right?
Yep,
Okay.
I did a short in August. We filmed that at Red Sky Studios in Alston.
Oh, cool.
And that's going to be a really cool one when it gets released. I can't wait to see that one.
I can't wait to see it. Okay.
It's about gun violence and how the country reacts to it. It's powerful. It's like a dramedy. But
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you brought that up because my next question was going to be, have you ever had a comical role? And if so, what was it?
let me see, comical.
You said dramedy, so it makes me think. There's
Yeah,
some
I
comedy
have
in
one
it, but
coming.
It's not comedy.
Coming up. Again, it's like I get so worried about mentioning things. It's gonna.
All right, don't mention it then.
I won't mention the name, but it's a pilot, and they're gonna put it on Amazon Prime and try to see if it gets some.
Okay.
But that'll be a comedy, so we'll start filming on that in the
Right.
spring. So
Right,
that'll
that's
give me
great.
a chance. I'm excited to do that. It's a challenging role too.
No,
And
do you still do athletic stuff? Do you still run? Do you run it all still? You look like you take it like you're in good shape. Do you
I
work
like
out
to.
regularly?
Yeah. My knees hurt a lot. I walk now a lot. I
Well,
do a
that's
lot
good.
of walking.
I do too. I have arthritis, but I'm still,
I like hiking.
Yeah, I
the
do
woods
too.
and stuff. Isn't it? Yeah, it's peaceful.
It is peaceful, and you can take your own time. And if you need a stick to use, you can do that. As long as I'm sure there's plenty of them out there.
Exactly. I love it. That's actually one of the shorts we're going to film is in the woods.
Okay, that's great.
So, and then I just, I don't know, I don't go to the gym
Well, I can
anymore.
see you. As we're talking, I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, well, you could probably do a film which includes you've done a lot of outdoor stuff in films, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I could see you possibly doing maybe making a fitness video or something.
We'll see.
I mean, stuff that. How
Yeah.
about music? Have you done anything musical? Do you sing? Do you play an instrument at all? I just like to get everything covered here.
I used to want to be a DJ.
Okay, well maybe you could be.
No, I did. I used to do that for a bit, but I tried to play guitar and drums. I just didn't have it in
Well,
me.
you said you wanted to be a DJ. Did you actually have a gig at your school radio station?
No, I would go to parties and stuff.
Okay,
and
I see what you
It was
mean.
actually after college. I don't know. I'm just being.
That might not be a bad idea to make some extra cash doing DJ.
Yeah, it was fun.
People like it. People,
Yeah.
you gravitate to people, and if you're playing good tunes, they would come up and request them, and
Yeah.
And I'm sure that if you do, I'm sure there's plenty. When the COVID ends, then you can do parties and stuff. That's
Yeah.
just an idea. I try to give ideas to my guests that'll help them out.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, whenever you're filling out those questionnaire things on casting websites, I can never like singing and instruments. I can't play anything. I wish I could. Do you?
Me? I played the piano for 7 years.
Oh, see, that's cool.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I tell that to a lot of my musical guests. In fact, last week I had a musical guest. I had a guy that ran a record store and with a recording studio in Easton, and he says to me, "You might want to go back to playing piano." And I says, "No, this is my gig, the show." But I
Yeah.
appreciate, I mean, I was musically talented as a kid. People thought I was really cool, but I was too afraid of making mistakes when I hit the wrong notes on the keyboard.
Yeah.
So I couldn't quite bring it to the level that I'd hoped I could. But sometimes it takes decades to find your calm. But I love music.
Yeah.
I love having musical guests. All right. Well, tell me what does the future look like for you now? What do you got? What do you got planned for the? Obviously the holidays are coming. Mm-hmm. 2021's coming. Do you got any? You got something going for the spring. You said, right?
Yep. And I just sent an audition today for another thing that I think I sent in a good tape for. Everything's self-taped, so you don't get that feedback of the live auditions that we used to get.
Well, what do you prefer?
Both have their advantages.
They do.
Because
That's
self-tapes, you can make a lot of takes, and you can pick your best one. But a live one, you get to show your personality a little bit more. And,
Right.
So.
But I think the self-tapes are probably more because of the virus.
Oh yeah, and
Right.
I think it might stick now that they're seeing that it works. They can just see more people. So I'm auditioning for things, and I'm signing with an agent within the next
Who's
couple
your
weeks. I'm not supposed to mention
don't tell
it's
me?
official.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I know it sounds
No,
so
don't
weird.
worry about it.
It's like if it was a week past it, I could, but
No, listen. You got.
yeah.
You got.
I just don't wanna get in trouble.
That's a confidentiality
Yeah.
that you're dealing with, and just hang with them. There's no problem.
So we wrapped some in Connecticut last week and just keep filming. My goal though is to try to build my resume a little bit more in the New England area, and then I'm thinking the Southeast is where I might move to.
Southeast in the town?
No,
Oh,
Southeast.
the southeastern part of the country.
Part of the country, yeah.
Oh, like Florida around there?
Either probably the Atlanta area.
I was
or
going to
New
say
Orleans.
Atlanta because I understand there's pretty big movie productions going on down there too.
Atlanta, New Orleans, North Carolina has some stuff.
My birthplace.
Yeah, so there's a lot more places giving the tax credit, so which is nice. You get a new
But you don't want to
setting.
go out. You don't want to go back to LA and work there.
Eventually, maybe.
Oh, okay, that's what
Yeah.
you're thinking. You're just working your way sort of like down under Megatrends, which
Playing the
which would be
numbers.
southwest, southeast,
Yeah.
and then west.
Yeah, travel the country.
Right. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I loved California. I would love to go back. Yeah.
So, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show.
Cool.
We made the half hour go by. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is look at the camera, give shouts out to people that are going to see it, and then we'll wrap the show up. Just condense them. Friends, family, Mimi, whoever, and other people that,
I don't
that
know
gave
who
us
to
a good plug yesterday. Or if you know anyone in your family, if you have anyone. If not, then we'll just take it to the next step and wrap it up.
Yeah, we could just. I'll just shout out to my family, mom, dad, and sister.
Okay.
And
that's-
and Mimi, of course, who brought me here. What's up, Mimi?
right. I hope you had fun here with me.
Oh, of course.
All right, well, look, given that having been said, this is the other thing I do at the end of every show, is that I ask the guests that if they enjoyed themselves with me to try and get me different guests, because I get a lot of my guests through word of mouth. I get a lot of them through Facebook, about 98%, but about 2% is word of mouth. So if any of those people that you mentioned, I'll be honest, I haven't heard of, the people that have done your directing, people at the casting companies, if any of them want to come on as guests, I would love that.
Yeah.
That would be great. And you did a wonderful job of me tonight. I guess the Red Bull kept you going, gave you the wings.
That's how I get hyped. Yeah.
Right. Although I'll be honest with you, I'd probably advise against doing too much of that stuff because I hear
for
bad,
sure.
I hear bad things about it.
I'm trying to cut down on them.
Okay, but at least you're alert. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you ever acted in a music video, even though you don't do music?
No, sometimes I see the posts that they need extras, but no, I've never done a music video.
Would you ever consider it? I think you'd be good in one.
I don't know. I'm not musical. Maybe.
No,
if
no,
I-
you don't have to be musical
Just have
because
me-
what I'm talking about
Yeah.
is a video that kind of tells a story with a band.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
that's the
I can
kind
do
of thing
that.
I mean. Because I'm speaking for myself. I watch music videos all the time and I love them.
Yeah.
And there's a big demand for people. And I've been in a couple myself too. And I was in a Coldplay video in a contest
Oh,
back in
wow.
2008.
That's awesome.
I played a boxing trainer whose guy got his clock cleaned. Yeah, but it was good. We went down we did that in Connecticut, and then I was in a couple of people right in Hanover actually put me in a music video. I don't remember that one of them. Well, there's a guy that lives he's next door, Hanover. The guy owns a music store called Doolittle. I don't know if you know.
Oh, he was my guitar teacher
There you
when
go.
I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I had him on the show a few years ago when we were doing it
Oh,
out of
he's
Marshfield.
awesome. Does he still have the ponytail?
What's it? Yes.
Yeah,
that's
I
him.
love that dude. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm thinking maybe he could ask him if just a thought. You might want to ask him if they're doing any more music videos, and maybe he could put you in one.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
in two of his.
Yeah, that's why I love mentioning it because you never know who's involved in film or anything, and I just say yes to things. I like to try different stuff. You know what I mean?
Just,
Like
okay, if they ask you to do stunts, even
I would do it. I would love to be a precision
you know you
driver.
can handle yourself in a stunt
Yeah.
situation.
Oh, for sure.
Without
I
getting
definitely
stunted. Get it? No pun intended.
could. Yeah.
All right, well, great job, Brian. You ready to wrap it up as we started it?
Yeah.
Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed Topic Time. More great episodes to follow. Happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks very much. And here we go. Well, how was it?